It's tempting to believe that adding more equipment will automatically make your shrimp tank or aquarium better. You start with a basic sponge filter, then you see a YouTube video about hang-on back filters or canister filters and think, maybe I should upgrade. Next thing you know, you're researching expensive LED lights, heaters, and other equipment like CO2 injection and automated fertilizer dosing systems you may not even need. Suddenly your tank's a high-tech setup when it could have stayed simple and stress-free. I've been guilty of this. When I first built my 55-gallon bamboo and vampire shrimp tank, I started with a Tidal 75 hang-on back filter. Then I swapped it out for an Oase Biomaster 250 canister filter. I even replaced the intake and outflow pipes with glass lily pipes, only to switch them back later because I wasn't happy with the flow. I also went through several different types of wave makers, all within the span of less than 2 years. Eventually, I realized that my shrimp and fish were thriving no matter what equipment I used, and that I was just chasing a vision in my head based on how I wanted my tank to look in my videos to you. I wasn't upgrading for the shrimp, I was doing it more for aesthetic purposes. Now, some of that equipment is just packed away in boxes. Maybe one day I'll use it again. But it was a lot of money spent, and the truth is, I could have kept my shrimp and fish just as healthy in a much simpler setup. The pros of upgrading your equipment are obvious. You get more efficient filtration, better lighting for your plants, and maybe a little bit of extra control over your tank's environment. It's fun to experiment and see what works best for your setup. And let's be honest, purchasing new equipment is exciting and even addictive. It makes you feel like you're taking your tank to the next level. But there are some real downsides to constantly upgrading. First is the cost. New and especially high-end equipment adds up quickly, and it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that spending more will fix everything. But more often than not, you don't need to spend that much. Shrimp tanks, for example, thrive on stability, not fancy gadgets. Second, overcomplicating your setup can lead to more stress. Too many devices can mean too many settings to fiddle with and constant adjustments. And even then, you still might not be happy. Sometimes the best thing you can do is step back and let your tank run itself with minimal intervention. And third, you might find yourself chasing perfection, always convinced the next upgrade will fix whatever it is you think is wrong. But the truth is, your shrimp and fish don't care if you've got the latest LED or high-tech filter. They just want a clean and stable environment. At the end of the day, less is more. The simpler your setup, the more you can focus on what really matters: water quality, feeding, and tank stability. So next time you're thinking about upgrading your equipment, ask yourself, is this really necessary? Or am I upgrading just for the sake of upgrading?